and of course, oh God, Antoinette. That's it. She's going to kill me for that now. And also, can I just say, my friend Shanoot, as I've told you on the way down, has the worst Scottish accent ever. So can I just say, Shanoot, laddie. That's literally all he does. That is his Scottish accent right there.
All right.
Shocking.
So my name's Angus, and I'm from Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Like Kevin Bridges.
Yes, I was going to say you sound a bit like Kevin Bridges.
That's how I learned my Scottish accent.
That's amazing.
But I shan't be offending anyone today.
Right. Yes.
So we've got quite an action-packed show for you all today.
I know,
right?
it's amazing, isn't it?
It's quite impressive, I'd like to say so. So Tom.
Yes.
Why
am I still sounding like Sean Connery?
Today about been blowing my neck. It's been quite a news week, hasn't it?
I know.
I mean, right. Basically, what I've been thinking about, right, is the free school meals whole deal.
I know, shocking, isn't it? It's absolutely shocking.
It's quite shocking. All right, let's stop.
We're going to offend. Anyway, we're going to offend Scotland.
I'm
going to
offend all of Scotland. I mean, hopefully that'll get the station some recognition. Only publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, okay, let's talk about free school meals. Now, I've seen a lot on Twitter about it. I want to jump straight into it. Tom, what do you think?
Well, to be honest
with you, was it fair to not give people free school meals?
Well, to be honest with you, so this is the thing. I'm kind of on the... Sorry, I'm doing the little social media thing so that we're on air now.
Yeah.
It's very... There is always there's two sides to every story, as they always say.
It's never black and white, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we have to look at the fact that there are children who rely on school meals as their main source of nutrition.
Yeah.
There's some people who are struggling at the moment, what with still potentially being on furlough.
Yeah, I mean, we are in a recession as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not been officially confirmed, but let's be honest, we're in it.
Yeah, no, we're in a technical recession.
Yeah,
we're not in a real recession.
Yeah, it's in a.
I mean, realistically, the economy will still have decline. I reckon.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
But it will decline, won't it? Because for 4 months we couldn't go out and spend any money unless it was.
I mean, it already has, but I mean, a technical recession is two consecutive quarters of decline in output.
Yeah.
And I think it's only just been the one, so I'm not sure.
We'll give it. I mean, well, when's the next one going to come out? Presumably, would that be March, like the end of the financial year, or is that?
No, it'd be Decemberish.
Ah, right.
Because it's all by quarter.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, in fairness, they're supposed to be doing things like extending Black Friday and things like that, aren't they? They're now going to make it like the Black Friday month, aren't they, or something like that? So there's retailers are going to keep where you normally have like Black Friday and Cyber Monday or Cyber Week, as they call it. They're going to actually extend the deals and the discounts throughout the month of November to try and encourage people to either shop online or shop in stores. There's also the thing, I mean, again, you take it with a pinch of salt, Woolworths apparently is supposed to be coming back.
I'm sorry, that's the best news of 2020.
Well, then again, they said that they're back to save 2020, and apparently it's being run by it's being spearheaded by the former Woolworths boss.
Good.
Well, not really, because it went into liquidation. But
no. I'm sorry. Woolworths was an excellent shop.
It was. I mean, let's be honest. It brought pick and mix to the masses, didn't it?
Exactly.
It was great. The only
I loved going into Woolworths. There's a Woolworths. There used to be a Woolworths where the Argos is in Leytonstone High Street.
Yeah,
that was my favourite shop.
Yeah, I mean, they are great. I mean, they went away for a while. For those who don't know, they went away for a while. They then appeared up online, and they've been bought by Shop Direct or Shop Direct Group, which owns like Very. I think they've now rebranded as the Very Group. But the only thing is, the Very Group have said this is not down to us, and the fact that the trademarks to Woolworths have been spelt incorrectly, it could be a bit of a hoax. They don't know, but they are talking about bringing it back as a physical retail store.
If somebody has pranked the entire nation by saying that Woolworths is coming back and then disappointing us, I'm going to be very upset.
I mean, put it this way, that would just be the end of 2020, wouldn't it? Right?
Yeah, and we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, back to free school meals, because I feel like that we should really focus on that. So we were talking about a recession, and then economics, which is how we got into
Woolworths.
Let's go back to the free school meals deal, because there's such outcry. MPs being banned from shops.
Yes.
Rishi Sunak's being banned from his local pub,
which is interesting, seeing as when you go
Eat Out to Help Out.
Yeah, Eat Out to Help Out was his idea and everything. But I mean, I've got sort of two bits here. So I'll go for the first little bit here. I haven't had time to print this out, but there's a shop owner in Lancaster has banned his local Tory MP after he was found to have voted against the free school meal extension over the holidays. So this is David Morris, who's the Morecambe and Lonsdale MP. He was one of the 322 MPs who rejected the plan that was proposed to give low-income families vouchers for food over the holidays. The Runner Centre in Kings Arcade, Lancaster, has now said that he's been banned for life and they've placed a
For
skate.
life.
Oh no! You wait till you see
For
the note.
life.
For life. I'll put it this way: this is the note that is on the door or on the window of this place. So it says, and I quote: David Morris MP is banned from entering this store for voting to starve children. Along with 322 other Conservative MPs, he voted against extending free meals for kids. He's been listed as one of the top 10 MPs claiming expenses with £77,676 spent so far. He is also voted to give himself a pay rise of nearly £3,400. Thatcher starved the miners. Morris starved the miners. I mean,
not a good look, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
now
that's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, we here at Revive FM always try to remain some sort of impartiality and retain, I would say, what is supposed to be within line with guidelines and what's in line with, just fair journalistic reporting.
Yeah.
So me being interested in, surely there must be a reason why, apart from a headline grab, Tories starve children, which is a great headline grab for the other parties, may I say.
There is an economic reason. Presumably.
There'll be a reason why they have not chosen to extend it over the half term. So I'm a bit confused because regardless of your ideology, I saw on Twitter a 16-year-old messaged our local MP and said, "Why aren't you feeding the kids?" And he says, I do not believe that it is the responsibility of the state to feed children. It is the responsibility of parents to feed children. Okay. And that's your ideology and that's fair enough. It's your opinion. However, in regards to that, I thought there's mitigating circumstances. We're in the worst recession ever. Employment is going up. People are losing their jobs. Children are finding it harder than ever.
How are you supposed to feed your kid on promises?
Grow. Exactly. How are you supposed to feed your child on universal credit?
Yeah.
If you're living on universal credit, because universal credit is not designed to be lived on.
No, it's supposed to be for six months, I believe, and then you start paying.
You get
it
a
back.
job.
Yeah,
exactly. So, me being interested has contacted somebody from the local Hornchurch and Upminster Conservative Association, and the local MP Julia Lopez, for MP for Hornchurch and Upminster, Mrs. Lopez said, at the outset of the coronavirus pandemic, the government immediately took steps to bolster the welfare system, increasing the universal credit standard allowance by £1,000 a year and making the system simpler to access for those that are self-employed, improving the speed in which people that required support can access it. It normally takes, I think, a month to get your first universal credit payment.
Yeah.
So that has been...
You're always running at a deficit unless you decide you want to have the upfront
grant,
and then you have to pay it back.
Yeah, and the grant... you have to pay back.
Yeah.
So
it's your advance on your first month, basically.
Exactly. And then you get less payments over that time, which I think is a little bit silly personally, because why you're going to universal credit, you need the money now, not in a month. But besides the point, she also said the government has also increased local housing allowance rates, provided a £180 million fund to help families struggling to pay their rent, alongside a separate fund of £63 million for local authorities to provide local welfare assistance. In May, as part of the £750 million in charity funding provided by the Chancellor, the government provided £16 million to food charities Fair Share and WRAP, with established networks for funding local charities and delivering food. All of this additional funding is aimed at providing holistic support to families to meet all of their welfare needs, including access to food. The problem is, I think a lot of people don't quite understand, and I would say I still don't, how exactly the system works in regards to providing children with that support.
Yeah. But this is the problem, is that the government is obviously trying to drill it into us that you can't survive on the state. You have to kind of go on your own, but the government is supposed to give you a leg up. That's the way you can't, you're not supposed to rely on benefits. That's the government's ideology.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Because that's called the employment trap.
Yeah.
And it basically means you'll end up with people just not working.
Exactly. And that's the issue. The problem is that when you've gone to a job center, I think I said this beforehand, so obviously I have to watch how I say this, because obviously I don't want to offend anybody. But when you go to a job center or things like that, it's literally a case of they will find you any job, but not necessarily the right job. That's the main problem. So that's why I think sometimes people will become a little bit complacent and they want to stay on the bed because they think, well, something better is going to come along soon, or something better is going to come along soon. And it's a bit difficult. That's the problem. But I mean, being on sort of universal credit myself, basically because I'm where I'm working in the hospitality sector, I'm actually getting one shift this week, and it's one that I can't do because I've already got plans made, so I can't do it. I'm working less than 16 hours a week, so I am qualified to get universal credit. But in fairness, I haven't had any for months because when hours were a bit more plentiful, I was earning over £400. So you don't get that, which is a real pain in the backside. But it is very, very, very difficult, and there's no way that anybody. I mean, I struggle to survive on £400 odd a month.
I mean, how does that pay the bills?
It doesn't. I've been running at a deficit
exactly, and that's
since the start of the year.
That's the problem that for me is that why on earth? I understand you don't want to run into the employment trap, but if there is simply just no work, what are you supposed to do? Yeah. Because employers have a choice; they can either fire people and give you more hours, in which case people end up on universal credit and with no job, unemployment goes up.
Yeah.
Or they cut all your hours to the point where there isn't much point in you working.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually being told by my management to go and look for work elsewhere. That's what they're telling me to do, because the idea is, and I'm not going to say the name of the company because obviously I can be done for libel, but I know this is what is going to happen. So the deal that the government has, where that for everyone they keep on, they get £1,000.
Yeah, and they've also got the worker top up scheme now as well.
Yeah, but in fairness with you, I mean, I don't know if it's something I'm going to see. I mean, I think last week I got £35. That's what I got paid last week. And there's also things of like there's money going missing and things like that, and I can't go into too much detail. But
do you know what I don't?
It's not good.
There's another thing I don't particularly like. You mentioned the keep on the worker scheme.
Yes,
they'll keep you on the payroll,
and then they're going to get rid of me in January,
and they'll take the £1,000.
That's what will happen. They will get the £1,000.
You should quit now.
I could do, but then I'm going to be in an even worse situation.
Quit just before January.
Yeah, I'm actually
just before.
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm actually looking for work. I actually applied for a job today, and I should have heard something by now, but and I didn't tell you on the way down. I've actually applied for. I said last week I was looking to go for a teaching assistant.
Yeah.
So because I want to retrain, I've already gone for that, and I've got a great company that's helped me out with that. So
good.
Hopefully that will lead somewhere. I've also signed up to, and I had an interview this morning for a advertising agency. So
that's good.
I'm going to try that. I just think, do you know what?
To be honest,
let's try something a bit different.
Do you know what you have to do at the minute to get a job? I've been looking for jobs because I'm thinking I've got the time. It'd be good to have a bit of extra income.
Yeah.
Because I'm still in education, but I mean, why would I not think about doing that? I think the problem is largely that you have to just sit at a computer and apply for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs.
Yeah,
and everyone else is applying for hundreds and hundreds of jobs, and the employer won't even bother looking through the 300 applications. He'll look through about 10 until he finds someone he sort of likes, and then take them on because it's an entry-level job.
I always think that there must be a dartboard somewhere in a blindfold. That's how they pick it.
At this point,
there you go, got it.
At this point, we've got. The thing is, do you know what really I find really strange at the minute is we have hundreds of thousands of jobs waiting to be taken, but at the same time, you've got hundreds of thousands of people looking for work.
Yeah.
And so many of my friends, especially young people, the youth unemployment rate is really high. So I've got so many friends going, I can't get a job.
Yeah, well, because obviously they're coming out of education, aren't they?
Exactly.
And out of uni and things like that.
No one can get a job.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like young people are being left behind. I don't know how it is for adults because I don't have a lot of. You're my only proper adult friend. Do you know what I mean?
Adult physically, but not mentally. as we proved earlier on, we were talking about rotary engines.
No, but realistically, you're the only adult, you know, and I mean above 24 because that's categorized as youth.
Yeah.
But anyone I know at the minute is just they're looking for work and they can't find it.
And
there's no support.
Yeah, and it's the problem. I mean, it's like my friend Jen said, there are jobs out there, but you do have to commit yourself to find it. The only problem is that I have, and this is where I have to try and go out to like a coffee shop or something like that, because otherwise I sit in and before I look at it, let's say if I start job hunting at 9 a.m. for example. So I'll sit on my laptop, I'll have a cup of coffee, have my breakfast, things like that. By the time I look at it, I've come back. I'm still working. I've looked up and it's 3:00. I've been there for 6 hours and I've applied for a couple of jobs. So I have to try and this is something that Elise tells me I need to do a lot of, to try and organize my day. And it's something I'm terrible at. I will literally do one thing and I will focus on that for the majority of the day. So this is where now I think, okay, I'm going to go out to a coffee shop. I'll put 2 meters on the parking. That gives me 2 hours, one to say find a job, one to find a house, and do it like that. And to do it that way. And before anybody kicks off and goes, hang on, you've got no money, but you're selling a house. That's the reason I'm selling my house, because I don't have the money to live in it. That's the reason. So, because I know that someone's going to kick off about that on social media.
Oh yeah,
so there will be one. Well, how comes you can afford to sell your house? Because simple. I'm using the money from the house to pay, to get a bit of income in. That's the best way I'm going to do it.
Next time, don't say that, so it causes a bit of a storm.
Find out next week.
More attention.
Tom's money troubles.
Do you know what? This is just something I find in general. It's going straight back to the free school meals thing. Is all the other parties we'll extend free school meals. We'll feed the children. And you know what happens to all the Tory MPs? By no means am I defending them, because I personally think during a recession we should be extending the half-term vouchers. Especially it's very easy for the media to go, Tories starve the minors, Tories starve children. Yeah. It's very, very easy. That is the headline that will come out. And I reckon, and of course, they're politicians. They know this is going to happen.
And also, let's be honest, it's all good. And just going back to what you were previously saying, it's all good Labour and the Lib Dems and the SNP and everybody else saying, oh, yeah, well, if we were in power, we'd be doing it. Let's be honest. Would they? No,
you wouldn't. And exactly. No, that's the thing. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be doing that, because they would be in power. They're only, in my opinion, I believe they're only doing it for personal political gain. Because if you can make the other party look as horrible, it's easy to do that because you're not in power.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to focus on the day-to-day running of the country and also the long-term plan as well. Whereas if you are in government, you have a sacred responsibility to balance the books, to make sure the taxpayer isn't overburdened, to make sure that the government can provide services, to make sure that people get their insulin and all that stuff on the NHS. Yeah. There's so much that goes on, and there's tough decisions that have to be made.
Yeah.
And it's always what will happen is it will be the loudest person in the room that will get that money.
And hence obviously the loudest people at the minute are not.
The school secretary was not obviously the loudest enough, or said, no, I think there's other support elsewhere.
Yeah. And it's the other thing of
it's very easy if you're not in the room.
Well, put it this way: the other thing as well is they're saying, we're going to support the people who are self-employed. Well, there's a company that I work with, and before lockdown I used to do hosting at Tottenham.
Yeah,
they've got nothing. They've had no support whatsoever.
Yeah,
in lockdown because of that, and so their companies had to sort of go onto hold at the moment, and it's not on, and they're struggling. So we were actually, I think, it was either the end of the season or the start of the season, we were going to maybe have like one test match to see how we could go on with it, but then it didn't happen. So they're sort of back to square one again, and we don't know how they're going to cope with that at the minute. Yeah. So hopefully they do. Patrick.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pay the bills. Please do stay tuned, as me and Tom will be right back after these messages.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
Super Best Meze Grill, the Turkish restaurant where all our food is prepared to perfection. Our mixed grill family platters include lamb shish, chicken shish, Adana kebab, lamb ribs, chicken doner, chicken wings and lamb chops, and all are served with rice, salad, along with a selection of our cold mezes. To see our full menu, go to superbestmezegrill.co.uk. For the perfect dining setting, visit us now at 21 to 23 Broadway, Stratford, E15 4B, or call 0208 555 3335. Super Best Meze Grill.
Hello, I'm Ria from the Windrush Help Team. If you came to the UK before the end of 1988 and are struggling to prove your legal status, I could help. You may also be entitled to compensation. I'm here to answer your questions and talk you through the application process. Anything you tell us will be treated sensitively and won't be passed on to immigration enforcement. Visit gov.uk/Windrush Help Team.
The Windrush Help Team, here to support you and your family.
Businesses. Want to keep your business moving? Then you need to get a move on. From the 1st of Jan next year, if you deal with Europe, you've got new rules to follow. Time is running out. So get on it at gov.uk/transition. New rules for business. Large, micro, one-man band. New rules are coming no matter what. Get it done today at gov.uk/transition. Check, change, go.
Just the flu. People say every year. But in an average year, the flu kills 11,000 people. and hospitalises tens of thousands more. There's no just about it. Flu is a virus that can cause serious complications. That's why we offer you the flu vaccine free. It's your very best protection. Ask your pharmacist or GP if you're eligible for the free flu vaccine. NHS. To protect against flu, help us help you.
Nitro Treats, the dessert lab where your treats are formulated before your very eyes. Keep cool with our flavoured shaved ice, or chill out with our exclusive Dragon Breath Nitro ice creams. Experiment with our selection of mojitos, or indulge in our traditional faludas or lassies. Visit Nitro Treats at 210 Ilford Lane, where our nitrologists remain ready to serve. Nitro Treats, it's nitrolicious.
Amigos, the signature name when it comes to burgers and shakes. Our succulent burgers are prepared in front of you while you wait. Whether you go for our 6-ounce Mexican or our 10-ounce Texan, or you decide to go for our messy fries or our buffalo wings, one thing you're guaranteed is quality. Dine in with your friends and family at 400 Cranbrook Road, Gants Hill, or order in on Uber Eats, Just Eat or Deliveroo. Amigos, hats off to great burgers.
Revive FM 94.0 on the radio, on your mobile, and online.
Hello, you're listening to Revive FM. My name is Henry Scott, and I'm here in the studio today with the wonderful
Thom Hutchinson.
And welcome to Revive FM 94.9.
I just thought, can I get any deeper?
I can get really deep. Anyway. Remember, we're a call-in studio. We've been wanting callers for ages now. Yes. I remember before lockdown, many of you called in relatively often. We had at least one an episode. It was great. And you did that on the number 0333440940, and it's still the same number 0333440940, and yet none of you are calling in. So I'm very disappointed. No, I'm joking.
Do it.
But call in seriously. We'd love to hear what you have to say about, if maybe you've had a bad day, you wanted to have a chat about it. We're here to have a chat.
Exactly. This is a safe space.
Exactly. Now, open space. There's something I want to mention this week. Something we've never done before, but it's the weather.
The what?
Yeah, the weather. We've never done the weather before.
I'll tell you what. Hang on. It's raining.
No.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Well, I'm interested because I read on a headline that the UK is headed for a 6 inches of rain are going to drench the UK. Okay. And snow forecast to fall in some regions as well. And we've got a hurricane. Hurricane Epsilon, which brings months of rain in 36 hours, which is why the weather was so horrible.
So basically where I read that it was it yesterday that we were going to have an 18 odd degree sort of late heat wave in November. No. That's going to be off.
No.
Wow, that's nice in 24 hours. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Hurricane Epsilon.
2020 proves to make things interesting. Do you know what? Something else I'd like to, moving on from the weather, which is quite frankly quite a bland topic, but do stay safe because there's high winds and a lot of rain this weekend. Excuse me. Something I wanted to mention was that's great. It's completely lost me. This doesn't happen to me on the radio. It's really bad.
Was it? Well, it wasn't Joe Biden by any chance, was it? Seeing as you have your memory slip.
Do you know what? That links in perfectly. That just links absolutely brilliantly. Right. Let's talk about the US election. Yeah. So let's talk about the US election.
Yes. We've got 1 week left, people. Don't worry.
Exactly.
It's nearly over.
So
we hope
the vast majority of the United States will go to the polls in the second largest exercise of democracy in the world after India. India's voting stuff is so impressive, by the way. It doesn't happen in a day. It happens over many months.
Well, I suppose because there's more of them.
You've got 36 teams that have to go to every single village in India and let people vote on machines.
Wow.
They don't have their own polling machines. They have a team centralized from government that goes out for months. It's incredible.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, it's really, really amazing. Where's my politics stuff, man? I've got my politics file. Here we go. Politics.
Go on, then.
So, interestingly, they have now worked out that over 60 million Americans have voted early or have mailed in.
With the postal votes, yes, I've seen that.
Which is really quite incredible because that is 50% more than voted on the day last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on, what were they voting for last year? Was it?
Sorry, 2016.
I was about to say.
2016. No. But yeah, my bad. 2016. So, That's quite impressive. Over 7 million people have voted in Texas already.
Wow.
And only 7 million people voted in Texas last time.
That's interesting. So obviously there is
the turnout is already the turnout is already higher than it was last year, and it's not even voting day yet.
Do you know what it is as well? I think I don't know if you see this, if there's any people you follow on like Instagram or whatever.
Yeah,
like I follow, for example, like Dave Bautista, who's the retired professional wrestler and is star of like Guardians of the Galaxy and the Marvel Avenger movies and that sort of stuff. So he is. If you see him on Twitter, he slates Donald Trump. Like, I can't even use the language he uses.
Yeah, no, Americans are brutal, aren't they?
Yeah, because
they have freedom of speech.
Exactly.
That you can't, hate speech in this country is legal. In the US, it's not.
Yeah, but he literally canes him with some of the worst language I've ever heard, and I don't condone it. I don't.
Did you see that video of the bloke in the Irish Parliament?
No, what was that?
It's quite funny. It's like, I believe the gentleman needs to say. What does he say? And he goes, no. Well, in the kindest of terms. You and then he goes, Mr. Speaker, I'm very sorry, that language was very unparliamentary, very, very. And then he goes, and then the speaker goes, well, that was most unparliamentary.
So it's all right, it's what we were all thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll allow it. Oh man, have you?
Sorry, yeah, go on.
No, go on, mate, go for it.
Yeah, no, but the US election is really hotting up. There's so much.
I know.
So much. There's a big problem though, because Boris Johnson has been frantically repositioning itself for a Biden presidency. Joe Biden doesn't care if we have a trade deal or not. And Joe Biden is also taking extra special measures to make sure that he's not interfering with foreign governments while he's not president. So Downing Street officials and civil service officials have been trying to get in touch, starting a dialogue with the Biden campaign, considering he's polling much higher. Because we want to be prepared for the eventuality that we can just continue as normal. But Biden thinks that Brexit is a fool's mistake. He doesn't like it. He thinks it's ridiculous.
Well,
I think most of us kind of agree. I'm pretty sure at this point. And I will say that there are a large majority in the country who still want Brexit. But do you know what? I'd really love someone to call in and tell us that they think Brexit's going well.
Yeah,
I genuinely would.
Or even has their attitude changed since let's say from when they voted until now?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got somebody right here.
Yeah,
you're an anti-Brexit person now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I won't lie. I actually did vote leave.
Can I ask, why did you vote leave? What was the compulsion?
I was under the assumption, as I think like most people were, that we could probably do it on our own.
What do you mean do it on our own?
Well, I feel
because you've said that before, but I've never quite known.
Personally, back then, I felt like we had the infrastructure, and we had we had things like manufacturing and stuff like that. I actually felt like we could actually be a self-sufficient country. That was what I thought. I know, obviously, there's certain things like certain types of fruit and medicines and
that you still trade with.
Yeah, we would still need to trade with. We would still need to import. But I also thought that we had a lot to export.
Right.
Since then, and I've realised,
and the reason for the export thing was because, which is true, that we have to negotiate as a bloc for trade deals with other countries.
Yeah.
We can't do it on our own.
Yeah. So I didn't think it was going to be a case of we put the walls up and sorry, we're not going to deal with anybody. I thought, no, we still have to trade with people. But it was also the fact of there was loads in the media, not just leading up to Brexit, but even when there was the murmurings of maybe we should split from the EU. There was a lot of I don't know if you saw it in the press as well. A lot of things coming out saying this EU regulation is because of this. This EU regulation says that we can't do that. And I thought, why can't we just have our own rules? Why do we have to have a? And that was one of the things that really annoyed me. And I thought we're supposed to be an independent country. I mean, I always looked at it like we were kind of the Batman to the Justice League, if that makes sense. So the Justice League was the EU.
Yep.
Batman was kind of the outsider who would come in and help on certain occasions.
Yep.
That's what I kind of felt like our relationship with the EU was. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, we could do this. We can go on our own. And I voted leave. And then within 20 minutes, when I saw that bit with Nigel Farage going, no, that 350 million quid, no, we don't have that. I thought, oh, I have made a mistake. Yeah. Literally within the 20 minutes. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. And now I regret it. And yeah, I will admit, I did vote leave. I was happy with my decision at the time. Now I regret it. If there is another referendum, I will quite happily vote to remain. I've got no issue.
I think a lot of people.
But I think the only problem with that is I do feel that the terms would need to be adjusted.
Yeah, I mean, that's what originally, that is what David Cameron went to Europe in the first place to do, was to renegotiate the treaty that we have with the EU and how our membership was involved.
Yeah.
And as a sort of show of strength, if you like, he came back and says, I believe we have to have a referendum. And you know what? Brexit was inevitable, sadly, because every single party on the ballot in 2015 had a referendum on EU membership down as a policy.
Yeah.
So it was, I think we would have been in this mess whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's true. I think I don't know whether any of the other parties, let's say if Labour or the Lib Dems or anyone else or even the Green Party had got in power, whether they would have had a better success rate with regards to, to the Brexit negotiations as a whole. I mean, I know that back when Tony Blair was in power, he seemed to have quite a good relationship with the EU. And with
he was very pro-EU as well. Yeah. This was the thing.
Yeah, so maybe it might have worked a little bit better in that respect if we'd have had someone who was a bit more pro-EU as opposed to someone like Theresa May, who she was she was pro-EU, but she was forced into it, wasn't she?
No, but here's the problem. Every single member of parliament from 2015 and 2017, because the makeup didn't change, by the way, because we had that election and roughly the numbers stayed the same. In fact, the Conservatives lost a few seats, but that was it. Every single one of those MPs was a Remainer.
Yeah.
And
that's why she could never get her Brexit.
Because
through, could she?
But the thing is, Theresa May's Brexit deal was better than the one we've got now.
Yeah. Which, well, actually, we don't have one.
Because we don't have a Brexit deal.
No, we've got
it's pending a trade deal, which is what a Brexit deal should have been.
Yeah.
The Brexit we have at the minute just says is a no deal Brexit.
Yeah,
it is a no deal Brexit.
We're being told to prepare for a no deal Brexit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's happening.
And do you know what's worse is they're branding it as an Australia trade deal. They're branding it as an Australian style Brexit deal. No, Australia doesn't have a deal with the EU.
Yeah.
It trades with tariffs. It trades with
system as well.
Point system as well. I don't particularly see why we're going for that system. This country is built on immigration. Immigrants are our friends. They're our neighbors.
Yeah.
And I believe that in the future, if our country ran into the same problem, we won't be treated with kindness, and because we haven't treated them with kindness, and I don't see why not.
Yeah. I mean,
it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, all it takes is. I mean, look at what's happening in. Is it Nigeria at the moment?
Yeah,
where you've got the
police perversion of power.
Yeah, police brutality and things like that, and it's a worry. All it takes is just that. I mean, to quote the Joker, all it takes is one bad day. Well, it's going to take more than one bad day, but it's a worry, and I do feel that we need. Sometimes I can see the pros and the cons of that point system. I can. I
can as well. But
it's good in some respects, but in other ways, you're turning away people who potentially need our help.
But do you know what? Also, I have a big issue with the immigration point system that they've proposed, because the majority of key workers in this country, if they were immigrants coming in, they wouldn't qualify.
Yeah.
So nurses, nope. Shopkeepers, nope. And do you know what's worse is all of these people come to our country, get a job, a skilled job.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get some refugees from Syria and other places around the world, which are incredibly talented people. Some of them are doctors and surgeons.
Yeah.
And we turn them away.
Yeah.
And they could contribute such a great deal. During COVID pandemic, imagine if we had taken in more immigrants.
Yeah. Who are qualified,
exactly.
Doctors, nurses, exactly. NHS would be thriving right now.
And a lot of people who come from Syria, people go, oh, why have they got phones? They're not that poor. No, immigrants aren't necessarily poor. They've had to leave their homes. They can be quite wealthy as well.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who as I found out recently, is actually from Syria. But you wouldn't. I had no idea.
No, yeah,
had no idea.
But this is the thing. What will happen is they'll
because in my mind the media has slapped me in the face with immigrants must be poor and in rags.
Yeah, but they're not. It's the fact is the only reason they're in rags is because they've had to leave with the clothes on their back.
And
that's the problem.
Those are the people who couldn't afford to leave by plane at the time that they could have.
Yeah,
and there's other people who saw this madness coming, sold off all their assets, and came to here for a better life.
Yeah.
And I don't see why we aren't more supportive of that. It's the same with the US. The US is built on immigrants. And Ronald Reagan said, the day that a man cannot come to America and live the American dream by No, that was it. It's a Frenchman. A man can go to France and never be a Frenchman. A man can go to England and never be an Englishman. And a man can go to Spain and never be a Spaniard. But a man can come to America and become an American. It's such a beautiful phrase.
Yes, it goes to the is it the Statue of Liberty, isn't it? You know, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. You know, yearning to breathe freely or something.
Exactly.
And that's what it's for. I mean, you know,
there's something beautiful. There's something really incredibly beautiful about having such a diverse culture in this country, because the school I'm at is probably the most diverse place I've ever been, right? There's people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
And there's people from every country on the planet. I think there's about 50 countries of different kids at school.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And we all have good chats and you know, they're just people.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why some people have prejudice.
Exactly. I mean, you know, when I was at college, I was the only white guy in my class. But it never bothered me at all, because I didn't see anybody else as whether they were black or
and that's
Asian
not going,
or trans or anything.
and that's not going, oh, we're colorblind. No,
No.
I'm sorry. We do see race, but there's
it just doesn't bother.
Exactly.
There's no point.
And I don't like politicians who go, well, I'm colorblind. No. That's
That's party speak.
It's getting into sticky territory there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just ridiculous.
And it's there's only a week of it left.
Ridiculous.
There's only a week of it left, children. Don't worry.
Anyway, US election, right?
Yes.
It's hotting up.
It is.
I reckon if Trump wins Ohio, he will win the presidency.
Well, do you know what? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought, you know where I'm going to go with this. I thought that Biden had almost had this in the bag this week until the little incident that happened. I don't know.
Let's get that incident after the break.
All right,
because I don't want to just brush over this, because this was quite important. What you're saying,
it was quite a big boo boo.
Exactly right. So me and Tom are going to go to a quick break. Do stay tuned, as we'll be right back after these messages.
Businesses, time is running out. Starting on the 1st of Jan, anyone who deals with Europe will have to follow new rules on exports, imports, tariffs, data, and hiring. I know we've all got our hands full right now, but basically, if any part of your business crosses borders, you need to do something about it now. This is happening, so make sure you have everything covered. We haven't got long. Start now at gov.uk/transition. Check, change, go.
Rosia Plumbing, the boiler specialists. We do new boiler installations, full house central heating systems, underfloor heating, boiler repairs, boiler servicing, and gas safety certification for landlords. With some of the best prices in town, there's no job too big or too small for our qualified engineers. For a free, no obligation quote, contact us now on 07956 282 948. Rosia Plumbing, the boiler specialists.
Turkish Kitchen. The best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
As winter approaches, here's a critical reminder of coronavirus symptoms from Dr. Gupta.
The main symptoms of coronavirus are a high temperature or a new continuous cough, or a sudden loss or change in your sense of smell or taste. If you have any of these, to protect yourself and others, it is critical you isolate at home, even if you don't feel too bad. And you must book a test immediately. Use the NHS COVID-19 app or go to gov.uk/coronavirus.
Stay alert, control the virus, save lives.
Thousands of people who suffered sexual abuse as children have now been heard.
It was wonderful to be finally listened to.
The Truth Project, part of the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, will close in 2021. But for now, we're still here to listen, to hear your experience, and help create a safer future for children. Search Truth Project.
We're facing the biggest health challenge of our generation, and we've shown that together we're stronger than ever. But to keep making a difference, we need to support each other. If you're a man and you've had coronavirus recently, then you might just have the antibodies to help save lives in your blood plasma. That's why we urgently need men to donate. Giving blood plasma is safe and easy. Be the difference. Search Donate Plasma or call 0300 123 2323 today.
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification, and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively, call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Revive FM 94.0. On the radio, on your mobile, and online.
Hello, you're listening to Revive FM. My name is Henry Scott, and I'm here in the studio with the wonderful co-host
Thom Hutchinson.
And welcome.
And can I just also say, yes, Dad, we are live. he just messaged me during the break because the tuning app's not working at the moment. So he said, I've always listened on Facebook, but I don't know if it's live. Yes, Dad, we are here. Hello.
Yeah, we are here. Okay, right. So essentially, what we were talking about just before the break was the US election. And what I've done is I've got a clip up for us to have a listen to. Joe Biden was giving an interview on. Do you want to?
Yeah. So I believe it was on with NBC. So Donald Trump has been obviously calling out Joe Biden because, he made a bit of a gaffe, shall we say? So do you want to?
Yeah, let's listen to this. Okay.
Just remember, he's going up against Donald Trump.
What kind of country we're going to?
Well, that's never good, is it? It just doesn't work. No, weird.
All right. So I'll tell you what, I've actually got it here. So he said, what kind of country are we going to be? 4 more years of George, before Mrs. Biden mumbles the words Trump.
Yeah.
And then he changes to Donald.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a worry that the man doesn't know who he's going up against.
I mean, mate, if I'm honest, I would rather have a man who has Alzheimer's than Donald Trump.
In fairness, he's
really annoying.
I know I don't know what's going on with it, but it's the best laid plans of mice and men. But the worrying thing is that all right, it might have been a slip. Apparently, he was talking to
there we go. Ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
Do you want to just rewind that?
4 more years of George. He's going to find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, this is the most consequential, not because I'm running, but because who I'm running against. This is the most consequential election in a long, long, long time. And the character of the country, in my view, is literally on the ballot. What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of George.
There we go. So and the one thing is when he says the word George, Mrs. Biden just mumbles the word Trump underneath
supposedly.
Her. Yeah. Well, you do see her mouth move, so it's a bit disconcerting, isn't it?
But if I'm honest, I still prefer him.
Well, I mean, his argument was that he was talking to a reporter called George Lopez. That's his argument. But obviously, Trump has gone on Twitter, as he usually does, to sort of straight away go for the jugular. So he's got Joe Biden called me George yesterday. Can't remember my name. Got some help from the anchor to help him through the interview. The fake news cartel is working overtime to cover it up, people. Cover it up. All right, it's a name slip. But let's be honest, with a week to go, it doesn't really help, does it? When you're running for the most important job in the world.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
And the worrying thing is, I've actually heard, and I've said this to you on the way down today, I've heard Biden sound very lucid. When he's done,
I've heard Donald Trump sound pretty lucid as well. There's this thing of
it could be they're having a slip up. I mean, they're both in their 70s.
But I know, but
it's a very high pressure job.
The reason I think Donald Trump is permanently declined is because I've heard him when he was in like his 50s, and he's on the Oprah Winfrey show, and he's on the different things, and he's saying all this stuff, and it all it's very coherent. It makes sense.
Yeah,
it's really good.
He's not doing any of that doubling over, talking about himself. Doing all that
actually, I think the deficit is quite large, and I think the government's not doing a very good job, particularly in the mitochondria, whatever starts going and use a really good language, really coherent sentences, makes a lot of sense, quite interesting. And now he's just like, no, bad.
Yeah. Now the only thing I can think of
is gone from like Stephen Hawking to Joey Tribbiani.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, no, but he has.
Hey. How you doing? It's not going to work, is it? It's not the same charm, is it? But I mean, the only thing I would say is and I'm sure you know this, obviously, when you ran to be an MP, you have to speak a certain way, don't you? Now, whether or not, obviously, he's trying to remember his media training. That could be the way he's talking, and he gets it like that. He's got to do the long pauses and talk about things.
No, but the thing is, Donald Trump is media trained. He's been media trained since the 70s.
Well, but there's media training, and then there's there's media training to be. I was going to say an MP, but he's not to be a. Or I know he's the president. What do they call them over there? They're not senators, governors, that sort of thing. Yeah. So I suppose
congressman.
It's a different type of training, isn't it? I presume.
Well, I mean,
different way of speaking, different way of getting. Because obviously, the one word in the wrong sort of context.
Yeah. The thing is, Donald Trump is not a politician. No. He's not establishment. That's what I've been finding quite interesting. Is he is nothing like any of the politicians in Washington, D.C.
He's nothing like any of the humans in Washington, D.C.
But you're completely spot on. He speaks a completely different language. Yeah. It's quite incredible because he doesn't. He doesn't conform to status quo. It's like if I let's hypothetically, if I became prime minister, right? Everyone would hate me because I would not go. We're going to do great things. I would go. You know what? There's been a lot of fights in the Conservative Party this week. I find a lot of people have been disagreeing with. I'd be so transparent and just call it for what it is. Yeah. Whereas people are always going, like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what's even weird is I noticed particularly in the election at Hustings as well is there's a pattern to it. Everyone answers the question and then relates it to a personal experience in their life, so that they can
be relatable,
so that they can empathize with you. And I didn't do that. There was a bloke who asked a question about small business rates and the council and stuff, and I said, what would you do for small business rates? Because they've been going up, and I can't survive anymore. I'm going to have to close down. Yeah. And there was two business owners. And I'm like, well, listen, I know what it's like to pay the bills every month, and sometimes you're worrying, how am I going to do that? And I just said, I'm sorry. As you know, I'm the youngest person here. I've never had to run a business, but that's not to say that I can't therefore go and learn about this stuff. I'm being really honest with you here. I don't know a lot about what you're saying, but that's not to say that I can't go and talk to council members and work with them in a constructive setting to help you X, Y, Z.
Now, personally, and this is not going to be blowing smoke out your backside or anything like that. When you were doing the bit of, well, I know what it's like to this, straight away, I would switch off. I'm like,
exactly.
No, you are reading a spiel from something that's been set. When you're actually saying, look, I don't have the answers, but I will quite happly try
work with you.
Yeah, to get those answers and to get something that's going to help you.
Because that's what politicians do in this country. Go, the amount of times this year that Boris has said, I know how we all feel. And I'm thinking, no, you don't. You have you have multiple children, and you have a big house, and you've taken a £600,000 pay cut. He's taken a £600,000 pay cut, and from his previous job, and he's very unhappy, and he doesn't like being prime minister. And I just think you, of all people, have no idea what it's like. And to say that I know I know that people are suffering, I know the pain that people are going through. No, you don't. Yeah, you do not.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why?
It's frankly insulting.
Well, this is what I want to see. You hear all these things of like, was it for Centrepoint? The celebrities go out and sleep rough for a night, or to go and see what it's like living on the streets, and it opens their eyes. I would like to challenge any MP or any member, anyone, a mayor,
sleep rough for a week or something, or live on the minimum wage. Live on the minimum wage.
That's what I was going to say. Either sleep rough for a night if you're feeling brave, or live on the minimum wage for a week and see how you get on, and then report back to us. So if any MP or anyone in power can hear our voices right now, or see us on Facebook or YouTube, get in touch. Yeah, no, honestly, we would love to see what you think of it.
Because realistic, and also MPs.
I feel really empowered now. I thought I'm going to go for this.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, MPs. Because I'm not bad mouthing MPs. Our MPs do a lot of hard work, and a lot of them vast majority of them are very good and upstanding people who do their best to look after their area. However, there's some people, especially the ones at the top, or those who are career MPs and career politicians, that get too used to being in that field, and they forget what the real world is like to a degree.
Yeah,
I think it's £25 a day food allowance.
Yeah, I mean,
they get
that, which is
no one else gets a food allowance with their job.
That's kind of like a week's wage for me at the minute. So I mean, good luck trying to sort of make that last. And then this is the other thing as well. Did you hear that, when the lockdown came in, the curfew came in for British pubs?
Yes.
The one in the House of Commons, not
Stayed
affected.
open, yes, because it's a workplace canteen. And then Lindsay Hoyle was very quick to
Of course
go,
it is.
Oi, what are you doing?
What's he doing? I'm having a late liquid dinner.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing?
Exactly.
Get off.
I don't think it's I don't want to just go. We can't keep going down the same line of the right are really bad, the left are communists, because that's just pointless. Do you know what's more dangerous in today's society is extremists, people who polarize us. We're not supposed to be polarized. When you go to one extreme or the other, you lose out on all the benefits of being in the middle. That's why I really hate. It's like they got the Remainers and the Leavers over here, and no one wants to meet in the middle. Yeah, it's just crazy.
There was the undecided in the middle. They were just trying to pull them.
What's
happened
happened right now is the tyranny of the majority. We're going to get a hard Brexit, with a lot of Brexiteers didn't even want, like yourself. I would have been very happy with a soft Brexit compromise deal, like a Norway or a Switzerland type deal, because that is what people said. It was not decided, and therefore you should have gone down the middle. And no one was willing to compromise.
Yeah, it's true, and this is the one thing. I know they always kept saying, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Once we're out, or once we're in,
because we can just join again.
Well, that's what I keep saying to my dad.
The next time we join, we're going to have the most horrible rules for joining. You have to take on the euro. You have to do this. You have to be further tied into our customs laws. You have to do this and that. We had it so good in the EU when we were in it.
It's true.
We had our own currency. We have the Bank of England. And when we try to go back now, we're going to have nothing.
Yeah, it's a worry, isn't it? I know that because I said to my dad, look, the fact is we will most likely rejoin. He went, well, not in our lifetime. I went, but the fact is, in your lifetime.
But chances are, if you live to 80, in your lifetime as well.
Oh, well, we'll probably be back in. But let's be honest, I want to be around then. I mean, there's some days I wake up and I think, my God, it's abysmal. Like, what the world is literally tearing itself apart at the minute.
And do you know what's worse? That's why everyone's got terrible mental health at the minute, because it's just they bombard it just on our phones. It's not like you can switch it off, but it's still on your mind. You need like a good week to sort of process it. And it's when we come on this show, me and you have a proper rant about it.
We feel a lot better. We feel cathartic when we leave at the end of the show.
I feel far much better. I mean, listen, we've got a kind of a stop shop there. So please do stay tuned, because me and Tom will be right back after this. And Tom's going to be in our wonderful hot seat. But we'll see you in a minute.
The new NHS COVID-19 app immediately shows me the risk of coronavirus in my area, so I can warn Mel.
It lets me quickly check into venues with a QR scanner, so I can protect Alid.
It tells me fast if I've been in contact with other app users who have coronavirus, so I can alert Emma.
It helps me protect all my loved ones.
Even Auntie Sue. The more of us who get the app, the better we can control coronavirus.
Protect your loved ones.
Get the NHS COVID-19 app.
Download now at Google Play or the App Store.
This is Aisha. Her father died in an accident at a very young age. She lives with her mother and siblings. There are millions like Aisha who do not have access to the very basics of life, resulting in her and many others not being able to attend school. Through Minhaj Welfare Foundation, your charity is dedicated towards supporting the full needs of orphans and needy children around the world. Donate today. Call us now, 0300 3030 777. Or visit us on minhajwelfare.org.
Amigos, the signature name when it comes to burgers and shakes. Our succulent burgers are prepared in front of you while you wait. Whether you go for our 6-ounce Mexican or our 10-ounce Texan, or you decide to go for our messy fries or our buffalo wings, one thing you're guaranteed is quality. Dine in with your friends and family at 400 Cranbrook Road, Gants Hill, or order in on Uber Eats, Just Eat or Deliveroo. Amigos, hats off to great burgers.
Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences provides quality Islamic education for children aged between 5 and 15 years old. As well as teaching classical Islam, including Tajweed, Fiqh, Seerah and Aqidah, we endeavour to equip children with essential Islamic manners, morals and values. Here at MSIS, our experienced teachers create an inspirational learning environment where we strive to cater for the needs of every child. For enrolment inquiries, inquire in person at Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences, Monday to Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 292-296 Romford Road, or email admin.edu_London@minhajuk.org.
The local COVID alert level across London is now high. To help stop the spread of coronavirus, do not meet people socially anywhere indoors. Only meet people outdoors in groups of up to 6. You must work from home if possible, and reduce the number of journeys you make. Find all the local restrictions and laws at gov.uk/coronavirus. Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
I came over from the Caribbean on my mother's passport in 1962. So when my right to live here was questioned, it broke me. I was afraid, and to be honest, I was skeptical about calling the Windrush Help Team. But my husband persuaded me, and I'm so glad I found the courage. The team have been really great. Now I've got the right documents and compensation too. It doesn't change what happened, but it helped. To find out if they could help you too, visit gov.uk/Windrush Help Team.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 079 44 56 5616. That's 079 44 56 5616.
Revive FM 94.0. On the radio, on your mobile, and online.
इको विरद है दम दम अली अली इको विरद है दम दम अली अली सखिलाल कलंदर मस्त मस्त सखिलाल कलंदर मस्त मस्त जुनलाल कलंदर मस्त मस्त दम मस्त.
This is Revive FM 94.0 with the latest news from around the world.
From the Sky News Centre at 6. 2 children, aged just 5 and 8, are among 4 people who've died after a boat sank off the northern coast of France. At least 15 suspected migrants have been rescued off Dunkirk, and searches have been taking place for others. More than 7,000 migrants have crossed the English Channel since January. But our reporter Mark White says the trip's much more dangerous this time of year.
The conditions in the Channel are a lot less favourable. They were today, with very rough conditions out there, which may have been a factor in the capsize of this small boat.
Well, the Home Secretary's tweeted saying she's truly saddened about the tragic loss of life. The UK has recorded its highest number of daily coronavirus deaths in 5 months. 367 more people have died, but the figure can be higher on a Tuesday because of delays in reporting over the weekend. Scotland's First Minister has announced changes to hospitality restrictions in the proposed tier system of local lockdowns. Closing times in Level 1 and Level 2 will now change to 10:30, and they can open in Level 3 but without alcohol. Nicola Sturgeon's warned any further relaxing of measures would be too risky.
Our judgment is that to ease up any more at this stage, particularly as our progress remains so fragile, could risk tipping these levels closer to Level 4 rather than have them make the progress we want to see towards Level 2.
Police are looking for a man over the murders of a woman and her son in Coventry. Anthony Russell, who's 28, has links to the city, and officers think he could have travelled south, possibly to Plymouth. Vandals have attacked the gravestones of Cilla Black and Sir Ken Dodd. Liverpool City Council says they were damaged overnight. Staff are carrying out repairs. And a trailer for a new documentary telling the story of Oscar Pistorius has been deleted from social media. The BBC says it regrets that it didn't refer to Riva Steenkamp, his girlfriend who he murdered in 2013, by name. The corporation insists it's aware of the upset it's caused. That's the latest. I'm Tim Jones.
This is Revive FM 94.0. Reviving communities.
The views expressed on this program do not necessarily represent those of Revive FM or its management.
Hello, everybody. It is Revive FM. It is the second hour of your drive time. My name is Thom Hutchinson. I'm here in the studio with
Henry Scout.
Yes, and we're having a little bit of an issue at the moment as we just went to come back on.
Let me come on over.
Well, you'll have to be careful, sir. Hang on, because we have to be social distance. You'll have to tell me where to do it from here. Yes.
It's on that screen.
Yeah.
That one.
Which is good because it's there it is. Right. So now if I press this little button, There we go. We're back. And if he comes around, there we go. So yeah, that's it. We have to do this socially distanced. Sorry about that, everybody. We want to put on the most slickest professional product that we can. So
that's fine if we don't sometimes.
Well, let's try that again. So hello, everybody. Welcome to Revive FM. My name is Thom Hutchinson, and right here, socially distance, is my amazing friend. And co-host.
Friend.
Friends, radio friends. Radio
Co-host.
friends.
Henry Scott.
Co-hosting
Hi.
friends. What the hell was that laugh there?
Oh my god! Wow. We're diving into interesting territory. Here,
I
sir.
know, it's like we're going back into the radio. So we've got one more hour left of our little hilarious drive time show. So if you want to get in touch with us, you know our studio number by now. It is 0333 444 0940. Let us know what you want to talk about, or anything we've covered today, anything we're going to talk about today. We've got a little bit of a game we're going to play later on, because let's be honest, it's always a laugh when we play a little bit higher or lower. So I've got a nice little topic on that. I might give it a rest next week, because I feel like I'm sort of doing it a little bit to death. And I don't know. Let us know. Do you like a bit higher or lower or not? So have a think and let us know. But we want to go back to kind of something that we were talking about at the start of the show, and it was with regards to the government's free school meals debacle, I suppose we can call it. Obviously, it was started off by Marcus Rashford, and he's actually been hailing, as he calls them, the superstars across Britain for supporting the campaign for free school meals. He actually said to The Sun this week, to all the local business owners and to food bank volunteers, to the teachers, the carers, the campaigners, this is your moment. Our children have felt the warmth and the compassion of their community, and I'm grateful beyond words. We have proved that even when we have little, we still have something to give. I'm truly humbled by what I have witnessed over the last couple of days, and I couldn't be proud to call Britain my home and to call football my profession. To all of you climbing into bed tonight after a hard day supporting our most needy, I salute you. You are the real superstars, and I'm in awe of you. Thank you. I mean, now there's actually calls on here for him to be nominated for the Sports Personality of the Year award, which, to be honest, I think is pretty cool. Now, I think
that'd be valid.
It would be valid. The only thing I would say with that is that, unfortunately, it has to be a sporting achievement. And this, because this is the problem I always said with Jermaine Defoe. There was the poor little, was it? I think it was a Stoke City fan.
Yeah.
And he sat with him and things like when he wasn't very well, and he comforted him up until he passed away. And I always said I'd love for him to get a nomination at least for Sports Personality of the Year, and unfortunately he couldn't get it because of that reason. So it's a real shame in that respect, but I do feel like he needs to get. I know he's got obviously was it an MBE he's been awarded for the campaign, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, it's a bit weird, but it's also a shame that it takes. I mean, all right, this is actually the sign of someone like a footballer who is using their status to actually do a bit of good, do a bit of change. Because normally you see him coming out of clubs and saying, I've this Joe Bloggs has fathered a child with me and I've never seen him since, and all this sort of stuff. I mean, why can't we have a few more people like Marcus Rashford or Harry Kane or like that,
See, I'm on the mindset that, people like Marcus Rashford are great, who are willing to speak out against the government, even with knighthood and stuff like that. And in which case you'd think,
he might shoot himself
Here
in the
you
foot.
go.
Yeah. He might shoot himself in the foot a little bit,
right. But I personally think that we just, in an ideal world, we wouldn't need people like Marcus Rashford.
But unfortunately, we don't live in an ideal world. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's a shame, isn't it? It's like I don't know. I mean, it's great that you get people like this who are
Realistically, I think, to be honest though, a lot of the stuff that we talk about when it comes down to this kind of stuff and feeding hungry children, I truly believe that it's more in an ideal Britain, not in an ideal world, because it's very easy for us. We can very, there's currently what I would deem to be a genocide or extermination of Uyghur Muslims in China.
Yeah.
And yet that doesn't actually affect me other than emotionally.
Yeah. And it doesn't get reported on that much.
No.
Have you noticed in the media? It's always coronavirus, Brexit, US elections.
And then it occasionally gets reported on.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah. There'll be a
it's not
special
like it's
report.
not, and no one is man enough on the world stage to go, China, I think what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah. But this goes back to what my dad said when we I think it was our first show back in the studio.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation I had a conversation with Dad on the way back because we were asking him how he thought the show sounded, all that sort of stuff. And my dad was born in Hong Kong. He lived out there, I believe, for 5 years when it was still a British territory. And he says the same as what you've said. The fact is, we overlook what China does on a humanitarian side because of
money.
Exactly. And the fact that we trade with them. That's the problem. That's the worrying thing. And the problem is they won't be held into account. And it's really horrible. That's the problem. I mean, I almost hope that, and I know that obviously I'm one man with a voice who can do that, and sometimes that can change the world. But I do hope that somehow Hong Kong almost gets away from China. I hope they become their own little independent sovereign state or something like that.
I sadly doubt that will happen.
I know, but it would be nice because they've always said
what they've essentially is outlawed freedom of speech there, and therefore, outlawed anything against the Chinese state.
Yeah,
and therefore that means,
protests, resistance.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Yeah.
So if you're caught doing that, people will be so discouraged by threats with their life and stuff. A lot of people go, do you know what? It's not worth it.
Yeah,
it's just not worth it.
And that's a real shame. And that's what happens. It's even in places like North Korea as well, isn't there? It's like
your family will get hurt.
Yeah. Or you just won't see them again. That's the other.
Wow, upbeat for a Tuesday.
I know.
And that is the world we live in. Do you know what? There is actually plenty of good news out there, but it doesn't get people interested. That's the really sad thing. As humans, as species, are only interested when something bad or threatening is on the news.
Yeah.
When we hear, oh, that's nice. Guy in Leicester got his World War II medal back. And we're thinking, oh, that's quite nice, but not interested.
I know. It is a real shame, isn't it? Like when things like that happen. And I think this is what we need to do. We need to come up with like a little bit of like a feel good award or something like that. Like if you want to nominate someone for a feel good award, we'll give them a bit of praise.
Yeah.
And that'd be quite a nice idea, don't you think?
Nice. I mean, we got the Good News Network.
Good News Network.
Yeah, there's like loads of Good News Network for people who are sort of like feeling a bit down about life. You've got some good news stories and stuff like that.
That'd be good. Well, I'll tell you what.
Do you fancy a good news story?
Go on then, if you've got one. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's be honest. We need to sort of do. I think after what we've just said, we kind of need to have a bit of good news. So yeah, go for it. What's your good news, sir?
Okay. Here we go. I've got what went right this week.
Right? Not a lot.
Well, no, but from what we've been saying, it wouldn't. But Japan created a deer-friendly bag.
A deer-friendly bag?
Yeah, because apparently there's been reports of the beloved creatures dying after ingesting the plastic bags. So what they've done is a bunch of local companies have launched a new kind of plastic bag, which is made out of rice bran and recycled pulp from milk cartons.
Okay.
And apparently they just pass through the digestive system completely fine.
That's not a bad idea.
Quite cool.
Now, the thing is, will that last as long as, like I say, a bag for life? Because this could actually start changing things, like when you go to supermarkets. Because they're putting them up to like 20, 25 pence now, aren't they?
Yeah, to discourage them. And do you know what? It does actually make a difference.
Yeah.
I don't like paying 5p for a bag.
No, I mean, it's a bit stupid. Is it? Well, I don't know. Have you seen the ones? I don't know if I can say the name of the supermarket. It's one of the.
No, you can.
All right. In Aldi, they did these ones. Have you seen? They do these. They do the bags which are made from recycled material. Now, I'm not. There's always the joke that like you'll go down the road and then all of a sudden the bag will split. And there's Lee Evans said the best one. He said that's not a wheelchair ramp outside. He said they've calculated that's how far it will be for your bag to split, and then all your milk and juice are then going to sluice down into a sluice gate. But I'm not joking, right? So I got I got one of these bags. I needed something, and I think I had a little wrap, like a tortilla wrap thing of something. I don't know. It was like a chicken and bacon wrap, right? So literally nothing. Doesn't weighs about the same as, let's say, a newspaper. I had that, and I think it was like a bag of crisps or something. Right? And I paid for one of these bags. I was like, yeah, go on, I'll take one. It's all compostable and all sorts of stuff. I'm not joking. I got down to from the checkout to where the door is at the Epping Aldi, which is probably about 30 foot. It already ripped. And the best thing was, even
What was in the bag? A packet of crisps.
A packet of crisps and a wrap in a box, which was about that big. Yeah, you going like, yeah. It was not even heavy. If I'd have had like a bag of egg or box of eggs, I'd understand it. But it was a joke, and the fact that
it's like the new McDonald's paper straws.
Oh God, don't get me started on those.
They're not. Firstly,
they're not recyclable.
They're not recyclable because the paper's too thick. So you just have to burn them and bin them.
Yeah, and the other thing, isn't there actually? There's a plastic coating on the inside, isn't there? To stop
No.
Was that
no.
not? I thought there was something in there.
No. They're so thick, the type of paper they're made out of, that you just have to burn them. You can't recycle them.
I don't.
Which is pointless because climate change. Anyway, speaking of climate change, some of the UK's urban areas are now leafier than some national parks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Trees are basically the best way a city can deal with pollution. And that was underscored this week by the results of an aerial survey, which found that some of the most densely populated urban areas in England and Wales have more trees than in some of the national parks. Two London boroughs, Camden and Croydon, where thousands of trees have been planted in recent years, were ranked among the 20th places in England and Wales to have the most trees. By contrast, parts of the Yorkshire Dales and Lake District had some of the fewest.
Wow. Now, honestly, that I'm surprised at, because most of those are sort of national parks. But it's funny, actually. I always remember watching like London Tonight when I was younger, and you'd see that any little bit of space they would have like a little potting section done up, and they would put trees in and things like that. And so I suppose it is making a difference. I suppose it's going to try and offset some of the carbon footprint that's caused by sort of traffic and things like that, isn't it? But I mean, that's actually like a really good thing to hear. That, I mean, because especially when you watch, I don't know if you've seen like if you've been watching Long Way Up, the Ewan McGregor, Charlie Boorman show.
Yeah.
They've just done a couple of episodes. They're on now episode 7 or 8, and they're going through Ecuador and Peru, and there's a lot of deforestation going on there.
There's a lot
for cattle land and stuff.
Yeah,
and when you look at it, it literally looks like, if anyone's ever watched them or hasn't seen them, the only way I can describe it is if you imagine when you get like a wax strip and you wax like a bit of hair off your leg, and you have kind of, really.
Are you comparing deforestation in Brazil to wax stripping?
Maybe. No, I'm just.
Goodness.
It's well, thank God it wasn't done in Brazil, because then something else there. But anyway, the fact that it was just when you see these big long sort of strips have come away, and they're like on hillsides, and it's for cattle grazing. And there was I think it was the name of the project. It was called the Cool Earth Project or something like that. And they said, look, we're not going to stop the logging and the deforestation.
Yeah.
But what they said they do is they work with, if I remember this correctly, they work with the local farmers, the local landowners, and they actually give them a little bit of money so that they don't have to have this, these terrible sort of deals where they get the logging, give away the logging
it's
rights,
like in
like
Colombia. Most people find it more incentivized to grow cocaine than to grow normal vegetables and sell them, because the price of cocaine is roughly the average. It's been like that. I watched a documentary on this. It's been roughly $20 a gram for the last 30 years. That price has never really changed that much. And so, because with it being such a stable price, farmers in Colombia are more incentivized to produce coca plant to sell on as cocaine, because they can make more money from that, rather than because the price of like yams and beans and rice and potatoes is so volatile.
Yeah, they don't get as much for it, do they?
Sometimes they might get a lot, and then in another year they might get nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the interesting thing is, and the government in Colombia doesn't actually have enough money to subsidize that, because they just don't have the money.
Yeah, which is really interesting, because you'd think, if I'm right, are they not the same as sort of? I mean, right, Venezuela's not really a good judge of character at the moment, but like I always thought that Colombia has sort of petroleum exports, things like that as well. Don't they have like a petroleum industry as well, or am I
not a big one?
Wrong now?
No, I don't. No, it's not really known for it. Oh. But the thing is, Colombia has come on years and years and years since the thing. But it's just in the deep Amazon and the deep jungle.
It's kind of a bit more lawless, isn't it?
Yeah, the farmers are more incentivized to do illegal activities rather than legal ones.
It's almost like the government's just turning a bit of a blind eye sometimes, don't they? Which is a real shame.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, because the thing is, they are working hard to figure out a way to support. I mean, the US is heavily involved because they want to stop the use of cocaine. But I mean, what I find hilarious is the US has been doing a war on drugs for the last 50 years.
Yeah,
it's like Ronald Reagan said, "We'll defeat cancer."
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, that happened, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, all right, I know treatments and things like that are getting better, and people are living.
Where's our cure?
Living longer.
Where's our vaccine?
That's the problem. I don't think that's the horrible thing. I don't think there will be. I think there's so many different. I mean, as I've probably said on this show before, I lost my mum to cancer, and this was the interesting thing. When she went, I'll just say something. We'll head to a break afterwards. My mum had something called a soft muscle sarcoma, which was a type of cancer that doesn't. It goes for like muscles and things like that, as opposed to say like, muscle fiber. And they said to me, there's 122 different versions of this soft muscle sarcoma. Mum had version 123. She actually had a version which did not act like anybody else. So it changes that much. There's no way you're going to get a vaccine for it. But the interesting thing I always say, because, and this is not becoming a running joke, but like my mum has passed away of cancer. My nan passed away of cancer. Her dad, my granddad, passed away of cancer. And it actually became a running joke when I had to have an operation, because they said, "Does anyone remember?" And they went, "Yeah." They said, "How many members?" I went, "How long you got?" And I went through the whole lot. And the thing was, when my granddad passed away back in the 60s, there was very little treatment, no radiotherapy. It was all very, it was kind of, once you got it, it's game over. When my nan had it, she lasted for a little bit longer, although she didn't really get treatment because she was in her 80s. When my mum got it, she was offered treatment, even though she was in her 60s. But because of the amount of time she took in hospital, she had no bone marrow left. So it kind of killed it off. So she wouldn't have had the platelets to keep going. But there are treatments, and I've got family members who are still fighting the disease at the moment, and they're actually living with it, and they're going about a normal life. So there are still things where, I think the medicine and the treatment are coming along really well.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get a cure for it or anything like that. If we do, it's not going to be in our lifetime. But I think as long as you can go about living a normal life and doing things like that, then you're kind of beating it, aren't you? It's not beating you.
Yeah, I mean, and lots of people get their cancer into remission as well.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. If you can get to that level, then there's the lady who's I keep forgetting her name, but she's a columnist for The Sun. She was given, I think it was a year to live, and she's got stage 4 cancer, but she is actually in remission at the moment, and she's had 4 years since her 1 year diagnosis. So she's aiming to get to 5 now. So that's the way she's literally looking at it, is every year, if I can get another year out of it, I'm happy. So we'll see. But right, it's time for us to go to an ad break. So stay right there and we will be right back.
Thousands of people who suffered sexual abuse as children have now been heard.
It was wonderful to be finally listened to.
The Truth Project, part of the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, will close in 2021. But for now, we're still here to listen, to hear your experience, and help create a safer future for children. Search Truth Project.
क्या आपको मालूम है कि नूरा जैसी बच्चियां पानी के लिए रोजाना 3 मील पैदल सफर तय करती हैं? मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को यकीन है कि आप छोटे और बड़े पैमाने पर पानी के मंसूबे लगाकर इस बहरान को खत्म कर सकते हैं। आपके एहतियात दुनिया भर के पसमानदा लोगों का म्यार जिंदगी बेहतर बना रहे हैं, जबकि अभी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है। पानी सबके लिए के प्रोजेक्ट में हमारी मदद कीजिए। आज ही अतिया कीजिए या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org।
Here at Duncan Lewis Solicitors, we specialize in immigration and family law. We have a proven track record of successful applicants who we've helped secure permanent residency for. From spouse visas to seeking asylum, our expert advisors will assist you throughout the whole application process. We offer a free no obligation consultation, so call us now on 0208 432 3350. That's 0208 432 3350. Or visit us at 298 Romford Road, London, E79HD.
Kebabish Original, one of the biggest names in the restaurant trade. Visit your local KO to experience the thrill of the grill and the most authentic Pakistani cuisine. From our kebabs to our curries and from our mixed platters to our peri-peri, our chefs prepare your food in front of you while you wait. KO is now offering franchise opportunities. To take advantage of our proven and successful business model, contact us on 0208 446 7779 or visit kebabishoriginal.co.uk.
People of Asian and Black ethnic origin are at an increased risk of COVID-19. Queen Mary University London has launched a research study called Covidence UK to find out why this is. If you are Black or Asian, we need your help to complete our studies. All you need to do is complete an online survey. Please help us to understand the coronavirus disease so we can develop tools to prevent it. Sign up at qmul.ac.uk/Covidence. Sign up and save lives.
Looking to get your finances in order? MR Accountants has you covered. We provide a full range of accountancy and taxation services, including annual and management accounts, self-assessment tax returns, VAT, bookkeeping, and payroll services. We ensure you're kept up to date with the latest legislation, and our client-focused approach helps us plan your business finances from savings to investments. We are MR Accountants. Visit our website at mraccountants.com or call us on 0203 432 9138.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Revive FM 94.0. On the radio, on your mobile, and online.
Hello there. Welcome back to Revive FM. It is your Tuesday drive time. My name is Thom Hutchinson, and I'm joined here in the studio by the amazing
Henry Scott.
Right there. And
my wife.
Isn't that? Do you know what?
I haven't watched it yet.
Do you know what? I still haven't watched the first one.
What?
I need to watch it.
You've not watched the first one?
I can only take Borat and Sacha Baron Cohen in small doses. I like Sacha Baron Cohen. So if you can hear rustling, sorry. My hair looks a mess. This is the problem now when we're going on Facebook. It's like...
I mean, only 3 people are watching us on Facebook, right?
But it's like...
Actually, what's the numbers at?
Yeah, there's a number there.
Is it 1?
It's less than 1. But
Is it 0?
It was, yeah. It is.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well.
It's all right. Well, we're being shared. I think
we need to hashtag more.
Yeah, we need to... hashtag drive-by. Can we do that? No, that's something completely different, isn't it? No.
Well,
drive time. Hashtag drive
doesn't
time.
matter.
Drive by drive time. If you're driving by our studio, do hashtag drive by on your social media.
Well.
I know. But I tell you what, and we're just going to go back to, we'll be talking about injections and things like that in a moment. I also just want to give a quick shout out to this was up on the Revive FM Facebook page earlier on today. So if anyone wants to follow, it's Revive FM UK. This is because obviously we are a community-based radio station. Newham, where we currently broadcast this, quite frankly, soon-to-be award-winning show, has started the Newham Solidarity Fund.
Yeah, we were talking about this, and I think it's just a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain it?
Yeah, I mean, I can do. So it's basically, it's a community-led project that helps neighbours to support each other, built on the principles of mutual aid, solidarity and goodwill. The fund is going to award small grants of up to £50 per month for Newham residents. So applicants can either use it to fund utility bills, pay for food, cover rent, or buy anything else. Think of it effectively as like a jacked up, take a penny, leave a penny type of thing. So you can either donate to the fund, or if you're really, really, really short, you can take out up to 50 quid, depending on if your grant is accepted. So the fund's budget and all transactions are displayed on the opencollective.com website. So you can see who's getting what, where it's going, who's putting into it, things like that. So it's all completely transparent. The page is open for anyone to donate, so that they can receive donations from, say, businesses, but they also don't necessarily represent the support for the businesses that come in. So obviously it will be completely donation based, which is, I think, really cool. And it also, as I say, the Newham Solidarity Fund's aim is to show that solidarity, not charity, to any neighbours who they feel need help. We also hope the Newham residents will give what you can and take what you need as well. So if you want to find out more about that, go to opencollective.com and just search for the Newham Solidarity Fund. So I mean, personally, I think that's quite a nice little thing, really. So because there are some people who sometimes might not want to admit that they're struggling. You can offer help, you can offer support. Sometimes they've got, no, I'm fine, because they still have pride. But then I think it's quite nice if you get something like that it's like you're really struggling, you need to just get a couple of quid, put an application in. You don't know, it could help. And you know, if you've got a little bit of money left over from the end of the month, or you're someone who
exactly,
has a little bit of money to spare.
This will be a real test of how fraternalistic people are.
Yeah. It's true, because I mean, you see things when it's like children in need and comic relief and things like that, and obviously they raise million. I mean, they've been going for what now, 30 odd years.
Yeah,
and I think that those charities do an amazing job. I do have a bit of an issue sometimes with comic relief as to where the money goes into, to then be distributed out into Africa and the United Kingdom and things like that, because they put it in like things like tobacco and things like that, and it was actually proven with an expose a couple of years ago. But I think the end results of what they do, especially when there was like the malaria outbreak a couple of years ago, and
there was also that thing about WWF was recently involved in a scandal to do with people being killed in favor of animals.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on, wait. Hang on, this sounds a bit. Can you just go into a bit more detail?
Sure.
That sounds very, very weird.
Scandal. Because I remember, I was in the UK Student Climate Network at the time, and basically, WWF was accused back in March of 2019, which had an inquiry launched into claims that it worked with paramilitaries allegedly involved in serious abuses of people, where they would invest in paramilitaries, and the paramilitary forces would beat, torture, and sexually assault and murder scores of people in national parks across Africa and Asia.
Right. So
this happened back in March, and the UK Student Climate Network had a big issue because at the time we were supposed to get funding from them, and I said yes, because it's an inquiry, it's not necessarily true, and I doubt the people at WWF were knowingly investing in paramilitaries that were killing people.
So what would they have been using the paramilitary for? For
stopping
security things,
protecting animals in areas where there are poachers.
Right.
That's what they're supposed to do. But apparently, some of the investigation sort of revealed that there was a big problem.
Right.
With this.
Blimey. Yeah, because I mean, you see certain things.
The inquiry is still ongoing, I might add.
Yeah, so obviously we've got to watch what we say about that. But I mean, that's a bit of a worry. I mean, like,
oh yeah, no, this was really big at the time.
I mean, I can understand. Really obviously, you need people, I suppose, with local knowledge of things to protect.
But do you know what's worse is that there is nothing on it now.
Oh, what? It's just gone away.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I can't find anything. I'm looking right now. I'm looking for something.
Tell me, is Google sort of somehow been a contributor to WWF? That's why you can't find anything.
No. I can't find anything about it.
That's really, really, really interesting.
I need to look. I think what I'll do is I'll do a bit of investigating, because if there's an inquiry into it, WWF is based in the UK. I will look into the inquiries at the parliamentary website, and I'll come back to you next week.
I think we need to look into that. That's quite something to disappear like that. That's actually quite.
Yeah, it's just there's a bunch of headlines at the one time, and it's just gone.
Yeah, we've just uncovered something on Revive FM. There we go. We broke the news.
Well, I mean, we kind of have, because we've re-broken news, but now we're going to find out
what's happened with it. Yeah, because if something's just disappeared like that off of, I presume you're using Google, like a well-known search engine.
It's not disappeared. Like I can see articles, but only from the 4th of March. There's just been there's no new stories on it. No new stories. No.
Unless there's
no update. No nothing.
Unless there's an embargo, or what they used to call those things. Remember
an injunction.
Injunction. That's it. Yeah. Unless it's one of those, and maybe that could be the thing that like no one's allowed to talk about at the moment. So we'll have to see. But
I've got British Watchdog, 4th April 2019. No ongoing investigation. It's ongoing, I think.
So I suppose that could be the reason. Because isn't there a thing that if there is an investigation ongoing, you're not allowed to report on it until the embargo lifts?
I think that is, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. What I'll do on behalf of our listeners, if we're interested enough, is I will email WWF or the Charities Commission.
Yeah, and it's so many. I think because that definitely needs to get looked into. I mean, why? I suppose, as you say, unless
I don't understand
it's still
why,
ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it would be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing as well. And I know I've been saying about this for a few weeks as well. Just whilst losing my voice is not good. I've been trying to get in touch with a guy I used to work with at Apple. I've been telling about his.
Get me a job.
I'll try if I can get myself one. Trust me, I did it. You're not missing much.
Yeah, I'd really like a job with Apple. Is it true you negotiate your own salary?
No.
Oh
no. Put it this way. I think I went, and I've got to watch how I say this, because obviously
I imagine you had to sign an NDA.
I did at the time, but obviously this was about 3 years ago, so that NDA probably means sweet FA right now. But it was basically, we had a non-disclosure agreement when I signed up, and we also had the creed, which is the thing that people wear around their necks at Apple.
Yeah.
So I was working there just at the time they were starting to become more sales focused. So I went in thinking, right, okay, I'm not the best when it comes to sales, but I will try my best. I can always try and learn. And I've got a love for technology. I mean, if anyone knows me, I'm actually looking at sort of doing like a computer business, things like that, to try and build your own computers and stuff. But it takes money to get off the ground effectively. But I thought, you know what, I'd love to work for Apple. I love the whole camaraderie. And when I was sort of not in my best place mentally, I'm still not. I'm better than I was, but I'm still nowhere near where I used to be before it all kicked off in my head at 25. I thought that'd be a great place to work. And
sorry, guys,
that's how unprofessional. You know what it is? That's going to be Apple now telling me just go outside. There's a marked car outside.
Get in. Oh, I won't. I'm genuine. I'm sorry. I'm being rung after rung after rung.
It's all right. So yeah, basically, I actually worked there it was only for a couple of months, but they were switching away from the more customer experience.
Oh my goodness. This is getting really bad.
Do you know what this is? This is the many admirers of Mr. Henry Scott.
Yeah, stop, please. You know what? In a minute, I'm going to have to do the most unprofessional thing and leave the studio, answer the call, and tell her, please go away.
No, do you know what you want to do? Plug them into the desk, and then that way we have it. They come through the desk, and everybody hears them.
Do you know what? I'm going to answer this. I'm going to answer this right now. I'm going to let her ring one more. Next time she rings, I'm answering.
Do you want the cable, sir, to plug it into the desk?
No. Absolutely not.
Hello, you're on Revive FM.
Right, sorry, sir. Please continue with your radioing.
That's okay.
Right, I'm not being rung anymore.
That's all right. No, so basically, I went there just as they were starting to go away more to sort of being sales focused as opposed to customer experience focused.
Yeah,
and it was just.
Please continue.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Sorry, that's throwing me off my game. All right, I'm back in the room. Please
that's all right. It was like the sinking chair thing from last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If anyone goes on,
I've got to stop breaking down. It's not professional.
I know.
Please
I know.
continue,
If anybody goes on, well, Henry VJ Scott is your Instagram, and I believe if that's right, mine is. He's even forgot his own Instagram. This is how bad it's affected him. And mine is at official Tommy H. If anyone wants to go and give us a follow or anything, like that. We normally put a little bit of a highlight or something up from
each week
from the week's show. So make sure you go on there and check it out because we do have a laugh in it. We may not seem like we know what we're doing, but let's be honest, we do. We actually put quite a bit of thought into this show. So because let's be honest, you've got 2 hours to kill, and we need to make it enjoyable.
Yeah,
don't we?
exactly.
So,
and there's always a good thing we can record on here.
Exactly. Yeah, at the end
we're never too boring.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we hope not. I mean, the problem is no one gets in touch with us to find out. So we'll just keep producing this stuff until he says.
I just look at the phone sometimes like, oh, it's going to ring.
Are we going to do? You know what we're going to do? We could start doing like the Emperor and just go and go, do it.
No,
go to the dark side of the phone
call. I can't be listening to that.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be Herbert. Hi there.
No, stop it. Let's not go down this path.
Once you start down,
stop it.
Once you stuck down the dark path forever, will it dominate your destiny?
What voice is even that?
It was supposed to be Yoda.
No, mate. I'm sorry. I'm being really honest with you. In all honesty, I'm nothing like Yoda. So I'm apologizing. I'm really sorry. What? It's a constructive criticism.
Because I can't do it too loud, because otherwise I'll blow the mic out. All right. Now you're going to get it.
Oh no! Take my headphones off. Everyone turn down your volumes.
In trouble, you will be.
Okay, that's quite good.
See, because if I do it too close, then it's
trouble.
Yeah, and it pops like that.
Exactly. So we don't want to do that. That's
sorry. Right. Where were we?
We were talking about Apple.
Apple. Right. Sorry. Please.
Yeah. Basically.
Go on.
Well, I think everybody else has heard it, but all I was going to say was I worked there about 3 years ago, and it was just starting to get away from that moment of when it wasn't customer focus based. It was turning into more of a sales thing.
Do you want to buy this?
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
It was kind of a case
buy
of,
it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to buy it.
Yeah, buy it. Just keep doing it. Yeah. And it was like, I cannot do that. I'm sorry. And the best thing was they would always have to try and get me to do business interactions, as they called it, where you try and create a business account for someone. Well, it's very tough when you work on the express checkout, which is literally buying chargers, buying top-ups and things like that. And you're not allowed to have a conversation.
Get a business account. Never mind.
Yeah, you can do a business account with Apple. It's called business.
You can do a business account, but not for a charger. I don't want to say. I'm burning to buy a charger.
Yeah, and then they would tell me off. Go, why didn't you recommend a business account? I said, because you've told me that I'm not allowed to speak to someone for that long to set up a business account.
Exactly.
And then they go, yeah, but you're supposed to. I said, well, all right, you tell me how to do it then. So it was catch-22, wasn't it? That was the interesting thing.
Interesting.
So I know, but it's So that's. I would say if you want to go work for Apple, by all means do it. But I can just say that when I was there 3 years ago, it might have changed since then, but it was not the best experience I had, if I'm brutally honest with you. So I don't know. I could sort of see you working there, though. I think you would be quite good.
Hi, I'm Henry. Nice to meet you, man. How's it going?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Right. So you want a new iPhone? Well,
Yeah.
well, we've got a great selection on at the minute. We've got the brand new iPhone 12. I reckon I could do it.
Okay, but all right, here's the thing.
Could do with the job.
What is the difference between the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and the iPhone SE?
No. Don't give me a countdown. There's no countdown. Stop it.
No.
Go on. Okay, right. iPhone 12 is essentially a new and improved version of what the iPhone 10. We've taken that. We've built a lot onto it. We've got a slightly faster processor in it, and it's got 2 cameras. The iPhone 12 Pro has 3 cameras, but it has a slightly better battery life and also slightly more processing power. The iPhone 12 Pro Max is the iPhone 12 Pro, but has a larger screen with the exact same features and functionality, but it just costs an extra £200. And it has more. That's basically it. And the iPhone 12 SE is an SE.
The
iPhone SE is essentially the iPhone 5 but revamped with modern technology.
Okay,
you're welcome.
Yeah, there's one fatal question that you forgot to ask.
Have you been to Apple before?
Well,
yes. Sorry. Would you like to open a business account?
No, that wasn't it. No, the question is, what would you be using it for? Go on. That was the thing.
I'm sorry, but there's no point in having a phone called a Pro. There's no point in having a Pro version of a phone, because if you are a professional videographer, you use a camera.
Yeah.
You do not use an iPhone.
Saying that, I mean,
I'm lost for words.
Saying that, I actually used it when we were in lockdown. I did the Mancunian Motivators Orange series. That was all shot on an iPhone.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
some people might actually twig that when they look.
But realistically, if you are a professional videographer, they're trying to market it to professional videographers, and they can justify charging £1,500 for a phone because look, it's got a 4K camera in it. Okay, really cool. I don't care.
That's great. I don't have 4K.
I don't have a 4K screen.
Exactly.
I don't have a 4K editing software. So they're buying you in. There's lots of consumer inertia around in Apple.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And the best thing is when some and I used to get.
And did you hear? They are actually they're selling what is it? They're now selling the new iPhone 12 Pro without the cable, saying that it saves on wastage. But then if you want to buy a new cable,
you have to buy
it separately, which comes in separate packaging.
Yeah, I know. And there's no headphones either, because we all want to go to the wireless AirPods.
The ones cost £250 and they're not included when you buy your product.
And when they fall out and you lose them, or do like
cost £50 to replace them.
Exactly. Or do like I did and leave it in a car park overnight and come back and find out someone actually ran over it. But I will say, in their defense, they did survive being run over.
That's quite cool.
They didn't actually.
I've lost mine.
Have you really?
Yeah, I'm really annoyed about it.
Have you tried Find My iPhone?
Yeah, not work.
I love that. But they go, Henry's AirPods offline. Well, of course they're offline. They're turned off.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with Find My iPhone for AirPods. It doesn't work because one of the AirPods has to be in your ear for it to be on.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
Supposed to do?
It's like when Elise's phone was stolen. They said, "Oh, right, we used Find My iPhone." Well, the guy turned it off as soon as he nicked it, so it was like,
exactly. And then he resets it in a computer, and it's gone forever.
Exactly, and that's it. And on that technological bombshell, we're going to go pay the bills. Exactly. Yeah, that terrible technological disappointment. We're going to pay the bills. So stay right there. We'll be right back with the game of higher or lower.
Businesses. Time is running out. From the 1st of January next year, if you do business with Europe, you're going to have to follow new rules. So there are definite actions we all need to take now. More to do, I know, but it's work that won't be wasted. It needs doing no matter what. And we haven't got long. Less than 3 months and counting. Check what your business needs to do now at gov.uk/transition. Check, change, go.
Amigos, the signature name when it comes to burgers and shakes. Our succulent burgers are prepared in front of you while you wait. Whether you go for our 6-ounce Mexican or our 10-ounce Texan, or you decide to go for our messy fries or our buffalo wings, one thing you're guaranteed is quality. Dine in with your friends and family at 400 Cranbrook Road, Gants Hill, or order in on Uber Eats, Just Eat or Deliveroo. Amigos. Hats off to great burgers.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no-obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
We're facing the biggest health challenge of our generation, and we've shown that together we're stronger than ever. But to keep making a difference, we need to support each other. If you're a man and you've had coronavirus recently, then you might just have the antibodies to help save lives in your blood plasma. That's why we urgently need men to donate. Giving blood plasma is safe and easy. Be the difference. Search Donate Plasma or call 0300 123 2323 today.
Nitro Treats, the dessert lab where your treats are formulated before your very eyes. Keep cool with our flavoured shaved ice, or chill out with our exclusive Dragon Breath Nitro ice creams. Experiment with our selection of mojitos, or indulge in our traditional faludas or lassies. Visit Nitro Treats at 210 Ilford Lane, where our nitrologists remain ready to serve. Nitro Treats, it's nitrolicious.
We're facing the biggest health challenge of our generation, and we've shown that together we're stronger than ever. But to keep making a difference, we need to support each other. If you're a man and you've had coronavirus recently, then you might just have the antibodies to help save lives in your blood plasma. That's why we urgently need men to donate. Giving blood plasma is safe and easy. Be the difference. Search Donate Plasma or call 0300 123 2323 today.
With over 40 years experience in the industry, Plastic Carpets is the place to go for all of your carpets, laminates, linos and wood flooring. We have an established network of suppliers, which means we can offer some of the best prices in town. We offer free estimates and now even free fitting. Call us now on 0208 472 8568 or visit us at 157 to 159 Plastic Road, Upton Park, London E13 0QZ.
94.0 on the radio, on your mobile, and online.
Hello there. Welcome back to Revive FM. It is your Tuesday drive time. It is also the last part of the show. My name is Thom Hutchinson, and I am here in the studio still with
Henry Scout.
That's him right there. And yes, I'm sorry, that was me actually ducking the sound out for a split second there because I was getting ready to play our amazing game of Higher or Lower.
Ooh, oh no! Don't put on the music, not again.
Oh no, I've changed it for you this week because I know you weren't mad on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire song, but basically it's because obviously.
Well, I'm more worried about the music licensing laws.
Oh, well, what if I just played it really quietly and we just talked over
No,
it?
because that's where it gets worse. Is if we started singing a tune, we then have to play it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a really good one lined up as well for a bit of tension.
I much prefer the silence of the studio. It's quite tense, isn't it? I mean, just. That is the thing is that is more especially in a radio station. Silence is terrifying.
I know it's dead air, isn't it? Which is literally what I do.
Dead air is so tense because everyone's sort of expecting something to happen and it's just not.
I know it's a shame, really. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, because obviously, for those who don't know, obviously Lewis Hamilton became the most successful Grand Prix driver.
Yes, didn't he beat Schumacher's record?
Yes, he has 92 victories.
Amazing.
So that is. It's the record now. I mean, that record has stood. When was the last time Schumacher won a race? It was back in the 2006, I believe, wasn't it? 2004,
yeah,
2006.
He's been out of it for a very long time.
Yeah, and obviously he retired properly in 2012, as he famously once said, and this time it might even be forever. Well, and right he was. So what I've decided to do is, and do you know what? I'm going to do it for a quick second, just because I think it'll add to a bit of tension. We're going to play a game of Higher or Lower. So, cue the music.
This is Crystal Maze.
You Philistine. It's the Formula One theme.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Maybe if I do this. Hello, welcome. It is qualifying here at the. Well, we're not in Monte Carlo. We're not in Spain.
Mate, I'm sorry.
We are here.
I've never watched
Europe.
I've never watched the start of a Formula One race.
Well, you just what? So you don't even know that. So if I say the words "it's lights out and away we go," you don't know what I'm talking about.
No. I mean, I know in reference you're talking about.
Well, there you go.
I know what you're talking about in reference. The lights go out because it goes green, and
it's
then
also what David Croft
and
says.
then away we go.
Yeah,
because they go away
Yeah.
But no, I've never watched the start of. I mean, I guarantee you, a lot of our listeners have never actually watched the start to finish of a
I mean,
Formula
let's
One
be honest.
race.
Most people watch it for the crashes, don't they? Let's be honest.
They watch it for the sound bites of him going, oh, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. I mean, there was what's his name? Murray Walker was the best one, wasn't it? We go, and it's go, go, go. I mean, the best quote I've ever heard was Murray Walker say, "This car is unique. There's absolutely nothing like it apart from the one that is in front of it." I'm just going to leave that there.
Sorry.
Or the other one, was it Lafitte is as close to Schurer as Schurer is close to Lafitte? It's two Formula One drivers.
Mate, I'm really sorry. I feel really bad.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to get into this game.
For it, mate.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to get into a bit of a game here. We're going to play a game of higher or lower. All right. So I've got a couple of Formula One drivers here, and we're going to go on the most amount of points that they have amassed. Now, this is up to and including the Portuguese Grand Prix, which has just gone last Sunday, right? So let's start off with...
Would you mind? Sorry,
I can't hear you. Yeah, let's turn that down a little bit. There we go. Right. So
no, that's bad.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Right. So we're going to start off as your benchmark with Michael Schumacher. Now, in his Grand Prix career, he had 1,566 points.
Okay.
Look at that. Changed on the just what I wanted. But did Daniel Ricciardo, the honey badger himself, now bearing in mind, he has been in more sort of Grand Prix with the 25-point win as opposed to like 10, 12s and things like that. So has Daniel Ricciardo scored more or less than 1,500? Final answer. You are correct. He scored 1,120 points.
He's the most successful driver of all time.
He is. He was until Sunday. So he's just got the titles to go now, and then Lewis basically matches him.
The thing is, now you're going to go with this bloke, and you're going to say someone I don't know. So.
All right. So let's go with. I'll give you a nice one. Okay. So let's go with Daniel Ricciardo. Let's go with Jenson Button. Speaking of Rainmasters,
I know that
so you know Jenson Button,
him, yeah.
The man who, let's be honest, one of the
quite
greatest,
successful.
Yeah, former world champion with Brawn in a team which at one point didn't actually survive. It was basically Honda who had gone bust, and Ross Brawn bought the team, and they won the race, won the championship. So Daniel Ricciardo has scored so far 1,120 points in his F1 career, but has Jenson Button scored more or less?
Oh. Then
It's
Daniel
quite
Ricciardo.
build you up,
Then
this,
Daniel
doesn't it?
Ricciardo.
Yeah. This song's actually
I'll say
quite
more,
built you up, doesn't it? You're going to say more. You are right, sir. 1,235 points. Okay.
You're welcome.
Now, Kimi Räikkönen, all-round Finnish god, and the master of the word "wah." Has he scored more or less than Jenson Button?
Less.
You are wrong, sir. 1,800.
Sorry, did I say less? I meant more.
You went more. 1,861 points is what he has scored. So that's, again, up to Sunday just gone. So, Kimi, what do you think about that? Wah. That's literally all he's famous for. He starts off every sentence with the word wah.
It's like the new Spitting Image. They had Jurgen Klopp.
Oh, that is brilliant, that one, yeah.
Yes, they have sent us a bricks through the window. Now we can build a house.
It's fantastic. Everything's amazing. It's great, isn't it? Hang on. And that's the Formula One engines that we all know and hate. Right.
Yeah, they don't make V8s anymore because it's not environmentally friendly.
I know. So we just have these like chainsaws on steroids. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's do a couple more and then we're going to play a song. All right. So we had Kimi Räikkönen at 1,861 points, but Lewis Hamilton's former teammate and former world champion Nico Rosberg. Now, has he scored more? Now, bear in mind, they've both had a world championship. So
How many points for a world championship?
For a championship win, it's 25 points for a win.
Right.
But
How many?
Well, it goes over like the calendar should have been about 21 races this season. But let's just say so. Kimi's been going since 2003, I believe. He's also, if it's any help, Kimi has also started the most amount of Grand Prix. You think Nico has scored more than Kimi? You're wrong. You're losing it this week, mate.
No, I'm sorry. You led me into that. It's like he was really good, you know.
Hey, don't blame me. I'm just laying out the facts. I'm laying out the facts, all right? So it's 1,994.5 points. He got a 0.5 because there was a race which they only awarded half points. So that's how he got a 0.5. Right. We're going to do two more, I think, and then we're going to play a song. Yeah? All right. So, all right. So 1,594.5 is your current figure. But
1,500 and... What?
94.5.
94.5.
It was 94.0. That's got a good ring to it.
That would have been close.
I know. Fernando Alonso. You know, Fernando is
He
faster
races
than
in
you.
Formula E. I've met him.
No, not Fernando Alonso. No, he's back next year in Formula One.
No, but he races in Formula E. He has.
Has he really?
Yeah, Alonso. I met him on a Formula E gig. He's a really nice bloke.
Wow, that's the
I met
first
him
time
on
anyone's
work
ever said
experience
that.
with CNN. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and then Michael D'Ambrosio as well.
Oh, Jerome D'Ambrosio.
Yeah, Formula E, right.
Okay.
Really good.
All right. So has he scored more or less than Nico Rosberg's 1,594?
Less.
More.
What?
1,899.
I'm sorry, right? I think this game is stupid.
It's
how there could be a number of different things. I've not been following the season. You know, I've not been following the season.
It's amazing,
properly.
isn't it? When he's winning on these things, he does all right, doesn't he? And he goes, "Oh, I really like this game," and then when he's losing, I don't like this game.
I think your game's stupid.
All right.
Particularly.
Okay. All right then.
This is no insult to you, sir. However,
Yeah.
no.
Right. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you one more, and then we're going to go to a song. Nice and easy. Sebastian Vettel. More or less than 1,899.
More. He's a legend.
And you are right. 3,003 points.
Because I was going to get really worried.
He's going to throw a wobbler otherwise.
I was going to walk out of the studio.
Right. I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to go to a song quickly. We're not going to be able to play all of it because obviously we have to head off. So what I'm going to play, seeing as it's Halloween this weekend, I'm going to play Echo and the Bunnymen, People Are Strange. Ooh. Enjoy.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, you're strange.
So much for listening to us here on Revive FM this week. We think we're going to be back on tomorrow, repeated from 5 till 7. We're not too sure because we thought we were last week, but we were being changed. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to do Halloween, make sure that you stay safe, make sure that you socially distance, and look after yourselves, mask up, and well, it's goodbye from me, Thom Hutchinson. It's goodbye from this living legend,
Henry Scott. Thank you, sir.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.
As winter approaches, here's a critical reminder of coronavirus symptoms from Dr. Gupta.
The main symptoms of coronavirus are a high temperature or a new continuous cough or a sudden loss or change in your sense of smell or taste. If you have any of these, to protect yourself and others, it is critical you isolate at home, even if you don't feel too bad. And you must book a test immediately. Use the NHS COVID-19 app or go to gov.uk/coronavirus.
Stay alert, control the virus, save lives. This is a message from the government. The law has changed. You must self-isolate if you test positive for coronavirus or are told to self-isolate by NHS Test and Trace. If you do not, you risk a penalty of £1,000 or more. Testing and isolating are vital to stopping the spread of coronavirus. Because this is so important, the government is now providing financial support for those who need it whilst self-isolating. You could be eligible for a £500 support payment if you're on low income and are unable to work because you're self-isolating. Find out if you're eligible at gov.uk/coronavirus. Break the cycle of infection, not the law. Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
It's work that won't be wasted. It needs doing no matter what. And we haven't got long. Less than 3 months and